What's going on, YouTube? GreenWitEVIL here. Today we are continuing our Playmates Godzilla vs. Kong reviews, and we're jumping into probably the hardest one to find out of Series 1, the Skullcrawler. I got this from eBay, went to multiple Walmarts multiple times over multiple weekends, couldn't find it, so I bit the bullet, paid an extra $12 for it. It was free shipping though. Had to buy it, have to review it, couldn't pass it up, and didn't want to keep wasting gas. But we're going to be reviewing the Skullcrawler today. Of course, guys, before the video starts, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button down below. So let's get right into this video now. We have the Skullcrawler. As we can all assume, the Skullcrawler has gotten larger, as has Kong in this movie. So we're going to see an even larger Skullcrawler than the one we saw at the end of Kong Skull Island, which is crazy. To match the sizes of Kong and Godzilla is going to be pretty interesting. He's probably the hardest to find out of this first series. I don't know if the Warbat even exists. I haven't even checked to see if anybody's reviewed it yet, but I don't think it's out yet. So the Skullcrawler is the hardest to find. He comes with the HEAV, the Hollow Earth anti-gravity vehicle, as you can see right there and right here. So they're going to do some exploring in the Hollow Earth. It seems like time has passed, and they have been definitely exploring that with these interesting looking vehicles. So we're going to get a better look at the Hollow Earth and see where these Skullcrawlers actually come from, which is pretty nifty. But let's check out the back of the box. Now, he also comes with battle damage on his back. I wonder if it's soft. I can't tell if it's soft through the plastic, but we're going to check. The Kong and the Godzilla battle damage was a little soft, so thinking if you keep removing it or forget to put it in, and if it gets too cold or too hot, it's going to warp shape-wise and may not fit. So it's a nice gimmick for kids to play with, you know, when they're actually playing with their toys. But when you're playing with a collector, if you're planning to be a collector and put it on a shelf, put the battle damage piece on it and leave it, because otherwise it's gonna warp. If this one looks like it might be hard plastic though, which might be a little bit easier to deal with. And then also on the back we have the rest of the line. We already reviewed the Kong with the battle axe. We reviewed the radio tower Godzilla. We have the heat ray Godzilla coming up in another video. I haven't even seen the Kong with the fighter jet yet, or the Warbat with the Osprey. So I believe that these here are maybe a Series 2 thing? Don't know. It is a different head on the King Kong, though. It's not the open mouth, super upset. It's just kind of a growling, upset Kong. So we may have to buy this and review it, even though it's the same exact figure besides the head sculpt. But we're going to crack this open. I'll be right back with the review. Okay, we're back now. We got the Skullcrawler out of the box. Let's take a quick look at it. Before we take a look at it, actually, I want to show you that the battle damage piece is softer plastic again, so it does like warp shape wise. So be careful with hot and cold how you're storing it, because it's gonna warp. So let's actually pop this on first. I'm assuming it goes this way. Push that on there. It should fit as good as the other ones did, which it does. So you just gotta kind of push it on there. And this one does have a lip. This one actually does have a lip to lift up, so you can go right here and pop off the battle damage. That's something that the other two figures we reviewed didn't really have, so that is actually that's a big plus, especially if you're a kid trying to play with these things. You don't have to worry about damaging the paint and whatnot on the actual battle damage skin. You can just pop it right off. So they learned with that one. I don't know what they did with the Godzilla and the Kong, why they did that, but he has a lot of articulation. As you could see, he has shoulder joints, elbow joints, and I'm talking like full range of motion. You can twist it, turn it. You can go like this, so he can, you know, swipe his arms around, and that works for both of them here. And it looks like he even has a joint on his mouth, his bottom jaw. So so you actually can open his jaw, something that the Godzilla does not have. So that is awesome, which is actually creepy the way it opens like that. Maybe there's a reason why it does that. Maybe in the movie it does some weird thing like that. But as you can see, it does have a lot of nice detail on it. You got the yellow eye, the red color down the whatever its spine is here, that meshes into the grayish. It honestly in the right light looks like grayish purple here, which is a little cool. I like that color. And then a much lighter a much lighter gray for the mouth. But it can stand perfectly fine. There's no issue because the tail, which the tail you did have to attach, sort of like, you know, like the NECA Godzillas and the other Playmates Godzilla stuff. So you're able to attach it. Now there's no red on the tail anywhere, so you're really kind of unsure of where the way it's supposed to pose. But this is probably the way it's supposed to go. As you can see, there are some lines on the tip of the tail right there that almost sort of match that right there. So if you put it like that, it'll be fine and it'll stand like that. So it does actually stand pretty easily, and it doesn't really have full range where you can push it down and stand it up higher. I guess that's just the height it's supposed to be at. I would like it a little bit taller, but can't complain. I mean, they've only released one other Skullcrawler figure Walmart has, and I never bought it because I didn't like the design of it. It just didn't look right. This one looks a lot better, and you can see it has the four toes for each, and you can, like I said, you can just completely just pose the heck out of this thing however you want to pose it, which is really cool. So, and there's no and it's 360 degrees for the shoulders too, which is nice. Let's bring in the Kong and the Godzilla from this line to see size-wise. So as you can kind of tell, while it's not going to stand very tall, it is big. And hopefully it's close to this kind of scale size-wise, which would be super dope in the movie. And there's Kong. So my idea is that Kong and Godzilla are going to fight midway through the movie, and then I think that they're going to fight these Skullcrawlers together and team up of some sort. I don't think there's going to actually be a winner and a loser in the movie. If anybody should die in the movie, it's got to be Godzilla, but that's just my opinion. I don't think you kill Kong off, even though, you know, Kong did die in his original 1933 movie. Spoiler alert! If you guys haven't seen the original Kong, it has only been out for forever. And then this is the HEAV or the HEAV little hollow earth anti-gravity vehicle that I guess they used to fly in there. Maybe they'll have some sort of tie into the Godzilla Force or something, which would be pretty neat. But it's all Monarch stuff, so it's like a VTOL kind of deal, the way it probably flies in and whatnot. And I'm assuming this is probably what happens in the movie. You see that it gets caught in the jaw of the Skullcrawler, and if it plays out like the Skullcrawler in Kong Skull Island, we're probably looking at one giant Skullcrawler, and the rest are probably of the smaller size. So I feel like we're not going to see too many giant Skullcrawlers. Maybe we will, but I think just probably one, if it follows the same kind of idea of this Kong Skull Island. But there is the Skullcrawler from Playmates. It is definitely the one to buy. It is awesome. It's freaky looking. It's got nice detail and color. I like the red. Hopefully the Skullcrawler in the movie has this red color to it on the top near its spine and the top of its head, which would give a little bit of extra color, which would look really cool. And the HEAV is interesting. It's an interesting concept of a vehicle. We won't really know exactly what it does. We do know it does traverse the hollow earth, but that's all we pretty much know because of its name. But of course, guys, if you liked the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button down below. I have the Heat Ray Godzilla figure coming up in a review. We'll look at that. We'll compare that to the other Radio Tower Godzilla. It's a different color Godzilla. It's darker Godzilla with the clear dorsal fins. You guys will see when we do the review. It's the one that's, let me show you. It's the Heat Ray one. It's this one here. That one right there. Which, actually, if you look at this versus this is a lot lighter of a Godzilla than this one. This one's actually very dark, so we're going to take a look at that in probably an upcoming video. But that is pretty much it. Skullcrawler, buy it, people. If you see it in Walmart, don't skip it. It's going to be hard to find. It has been hard to find, at least for me. And that is pretty much it, guys. Take it easy. Peace.